Hi everyone and welcome to SAMA. SAMA is an abbreviation for Spooky Ask Me Anything, where we invite an expert to talk about their chosen area of expertise. This week we are lucky to have François Tournay with us to discuss essential oils. François Tournay is a licensed pharmacist currently working at the pharmacy Saint Therese at Villas les Nancy in France. He holds a PhD in pharmacy and opened his first pharmacy in Nancy in 1990. While he was young, he developed a strong interest in new therapeutic methods and became an aromatherapy, phototherapy expert. Since 2008, François has been holding lectures for health professionals to get natural medicine accepted by the public. In 2014, François has been teaching aromatherapy at the Nancy Lorraine University, and in 2016 he co-organised the first international congress on complementary and innovative therapies. More about François can be found on his website, which is http François Tournay, that's FRANCOISTOURNAY.fr. In this episode, you will learn what essential oils are, how to use them, and so much more. So, François, over to you.
Yeah, nice. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure for me to speak for the summer, and I want to try with my good English from French. I want to try to speak about essential oils, what I teach from pharmacist. I want to introduce for the essential oils. What I choose essential oils, I begin my job like a current pharmacist with medicines, classic medicines. And after 5 years, I have the first teaching in essential oils, and I immediately believe that it will be very important for me in my job. That's will happen, and essential oils will be for me the principal specialty. That's why we come to talk with me again. And why essential oils? I have to tell you in the beginning that we have to know that in the nature there is no difference in the biology. When we speak about the cells of the vegetable, the cells of human, of mammifera are the same. I will show you the same structure of hemoglobin and chlorophyll. Just I will show you the picture. That's it to see you the same structure of the human, the mammifera on the left, on the right, the chlorophyll microstructure. And you can see it's the same structure. We have the same past, and in the biology we have the molecule vegetable can work in the human cells with any problems. That's I want to say you. The second thing I want to tell you, I come again, is often when we talk about vegetable science, natural science, we say there is no proof. We have no scientific proof. That's wrong. We can look, and there is many proof that essential oil works in many problems. That I will say you some scientific proof. And in the world there is university people, there is doctor who are learning about essential oils. I don't will talk about this proof not a long time, just to tell you, to show you there is many proof, and in this proofs I show to you, we can see the essential oils is very effective for very infectious germ like Staphylococcus aureus. Like you can see this time with the MRSA infection, it's not a good infection. This one, it's another with the study can see with all the germ like Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Enterococcus, Klebsiella, MRSA glycopeptide resistant.
I noticed that my favorite tea tree oil is on there and it's shown to be very effective.
That's some study, but I can. This is one is to show that we can, when we use essential oil in the lepra malady, we have the best guérison with essential 28 days against 90 days like protocol OMS. It's a very, very speedy, very speedy garrison for the essential oils. And after, I want to talk about the baby because in first, I want to show you there is many proof on the study. And after, often we say we can use essential oil for the baby, we can use essential oil for the pregnancy, we can use essential oil for the old man. That's wrong. It's only we have to know that. Just I want to tell about the baby. It's the first discovered, we say, like we study very young baby. We are premature baby, maybe 6 months. The big problem they have that they can stop breathing. It's a very bad pathology. And in French, some professors study the vanilla smell for the baby, and they can discover that when the baby is smelling vanilla, not touching the body, the baby will have a very better amelioration of the death breathing of the baby. It's like 60% better. Only a smell can change the earth, the breathing of the baby. And it's very important to know that a smell can change our physiology without touching the body. Only one smell of one or other essential oils can modify, can change our physiology. I come again. Donc, it's very important to know that essential oils is a good medicines. The precaution you have to take is to know that, because it can be used, I can use essential oil for the baby in my practice, but only with very precautional news, but we have to not to be too big with pathology.
Pathology, yes it is. We've had a very interesting question come in, which is probably good to answer at this point, François. They're asking, are there any essential oils that should be avoided if a woman is pregnant?
Yes, I see this. Effectively, we can use all essential oil for pregnancy women. On internet, we can find this essential oil easily. Some essential oil can be more strong for pregnancy. I want to talk about pregnancy on the baby. It's not the first medication we have to use.
Yes.
The first is often homeopathy, but not essential oils. Essential oil is a very strong medicine. We can use to the baby we can use to the pregnancy women only with a professional and only when there is not other solution. It's very important to know, because essential oils is a concentration of the vegetable that I want to explain after. But in medicine, we use essential oils only when the first step is not efficient. The first for me is what we eat. The first, it's what we do. The second is to begin with homeopathy. I very often say to the man to take homeopathy in first, because it's not a secondary effect. And after we can use the plant, and after we can use essential oils. For the baby or for the pregnancy, it's not current, it's not often we use essential oils, only when we have no choice. But it's possible. It's clear when I say that? I can tell you how we make essential oils. Essential oils, we find essential oils in the vegetable, in the nature, and we have to take only the vegetable where a lot of essential oil inside. Because when we take the plants, we have to make a distillation, like whiskey, it's the same. We put the plants in the copper recipient. We put the plants with cut in the good times, and after there is hot water with throwing the plants, and after, like whiskey, we have the distillation, and we are cutting the essential oils. When we say essential oils, it's important to understand that it is not an oil. It's like essence, but we say essential oils because when we make a distillation, we have in a recipient water, and above it's like oil. It seems like oils, but it's no oils. It's an essence. It can burn the eyes, it can burn the mouth, it can burn all the fragility parts of our body. The essential oils cannot use usually on the skin. We have to mix. That I say, when you use essential oils, it's like an essence, and you have to be mixed in two things. The first is the alcohol, but it's not easy to use essential oil in the alcohol. And the second is in oil, like olive oil, like colza oil, you know. That's the difference. Essential oils is not oil, it's an essence. When we have citron, lemon, or agrim, orange, that we don't use distillation. And in the first, on the fruit, there is essence with a cold expression, and we can use essence of lemon. When we make a distillation, we have all essential oils, and we make a distillation. There is a little difference. With agrims, there is no transformation of the essence. With distillation, there is a little transformation because we put on 100 degree, and after we record the essential oils. That we have to remember that essential oils are not, we cannot mix essential oil in the water. Never we can use essential in water, only water. In don't mix. There is no the possibility of to utilize like that. We use often oil. This I show you is oil of olive from Italy. That is a good choice when you have to eat or to put on the body. But on the body there is best oil like jojoba, like bruache, but maybe it's the French name. We can use sesame oils with the oils we are more fluid, more easy to put on the skin, like olive oil. Donc that it's important. When I use essential oils, I put on olive oil, and after I mix with oil, and after I put in my body. When I want, the often question we ask me, can I eat, can I have essential oil to go inside with oral essential oil? Which, yes, it's possible, but only in oil. The good way to use essential oils, the first is the skin, with a little percent of essential oil, maybe 30%. 30% is the biggest percent we use. Often we can use only 1, 2, 5 or 10%. 10%, then 10, it's like that. 10% essential oils in the oil of and after we mixed, and after we can put on the body. Often it will be enough. We don't need more. The other way to use essential oils is in the diffusion system. We have only to smell. It's like with the baby, when we put essential oil in a diffusion, we can smell the essential. We can have an impact, change our physiology. The often used for the essential oil way is for stress, for depression, and some essential oils can can have an action on my brain, on my first brain. The brain is the reptile brain. We is regulating. The reptile brain is the brain which is keeping about, is take care about my physiology. When we have an action on this, we can modify. We can have an action to regulating, to have a best physiology on the body. The other way to take essential oils is to eat, is to have in the, like that. We take a spoon, we put oil on the spoon, and after you take essential oil and you put 1 drops in the spoon. You wait 1 minute, and after you can take essential oils to go in the stomach and after in the bowel. It's a very effective way, and I use often in the infectious way. It is very strong when some body have an infectious way. That we have often to use in Lyme disease, because in the first months we have to help the man with with Lyme or other infection. That we can use essential oil in directly way to put essential inside the body and after all the body. Essential oils is a very effective medicine we can use in infection disease, because that's why the Egyptian use essential oil for the mummification. When we put essential oils, the bacteria can grow. It will stop. There are many mechanisms we can explain that. The first is a antibacterial property of essential oils. But the second, what I believe the most, is the essential oils is in information. When in the vegetable we put essential oils, when the plants have essential oils, it to be is proper medicine. We find essential oils often in plants we are not in a good condition for the human. Very sunny, very dry, very cold, and with essential oils the plants can be efficient. The essential oils have a property to protect the cell of the vegetable, but also the cell of the human. And when we are using essential oils, we can have the benefit of this property. How is the benefit? I don't think it's only molecular action. I think there is an information with giving to the body. It's a very important way we can have the explanation of the efficient of essential oil. Because when we use only 1 drops, perhaps 6 or 8 a day, you can understand that it's not enough molecule to have an antibacterial action. But when we have 1 drops of essential oils in our body, in a bowel, the bacteria understands the message, and they understand they don't have to grow there. The first test to have this the first experience everybody can have with that. When we go in other country, maybe we can have bowel disease, touristic disease. You know, the food is not the same at the house, and the holidays will not be a very good holidays because we are very sick of the intestine, bowels. The first experience is to think only 1 drops of oregano essential oils, oregano, you saw, and we put 1 drops of oregano on a spoon with oil, only 1 drops a day. You begin the first day, you go away, and you stop. The best is 3 weeks after, and you never have touristic disease. It's efficient test to see when we have only 1 drop of essential oils, we never have touristic disease in every country. I give this posology to many body, and never there is never body who is coming again with touristic disease. We often have somebody come in my pharmacist, takes 1 drops of oregano every day, and he go in another country like India with some friends. Some friends don't take these drops. All friends are sick, and the man will take the drops of oregano essential oils who is not sick. It's often like that.
Oregano is a very strong oil with a very strong taste. Is there any way that you can make it any more pleasant to take?
Yes, it's not very present. That we have to use 1 spoon of oil, or a big spoon is better. There is on the market, there is now a capsule of essential oils that we can take, and it's be easier to take. Maybe a lot of laboratory now we sell this capsule of essential oils with only inside 1 drops of oregano.
In some countries, Francois, you can buy empty capsules. They're vegetarian capsules, and you put drops of the essential oils inside there. Would you recommend the use of this?
You can, yes, you can have an empty capsule. Never put the pure essential oil inside. Always you prepare a mixed with have oil and inside all the essential oil, because if you put a capsule with no oil, maybe it will be too strong inside the stomach and the bowel. You are always to mix when we are as we want to take with oral way, we have to take a mixed essential oils in oil always.
If someone's got cancer, this is another question that's come through, Francois, and they're wanting to reduce their inflammation. What type of oil would you use, and how would you recommend they use it? It's a question that's from Carmelia. She's actually she's a local in France. Her question reads, it is important to remove inflammation from the body, especially for cancer patients. And then she goes on to ask, which essential oils do you prefer? And how do you take them? Do you use a spoon as you've just described, or would you use a capsule?
In this case, maybe we can use a mix of essential oil. We can put on the skin, all the skin, but not with a good, not with a big concentration. We have to use 10% concentration essential oil. We mixed, and often we put on anti-inflammatory essential oils. I will show you a picture that I.
And are these oils for swallowing, for eating the oils as well, for the inflammation?
To eat.
Yes.
I prefer on the skin because it depends. Because we have mixed, we can use for cancer, like Rafinsara, oregano, Helichrysum italicum, immortel, like tea tree, and we can make this mixed to eat every day. It's like anti-infection and regulatory of the inflammation. But it depends because of what we want to do. The first is maybe to be anti-infectious. When the inflammation is there, maybe I want to show you. In this picture, we have this picture. I use it to explain that there is on the top there is many essential oil. We have anti-inflammatory. In the en bas, there is anti-infection essential oils. When we use anti-inflammatory essential, we can use all this: lavande, petit grain, bigarade, goldberry, ylang ylang, chamomile, romarin, eucalyptus citronate. This one is very anti-inflammatory essential oils. And when we use lavande, petit grain, and ylang ylang or chamomile, maybe this essential oil can also be anti-inflammatory, but it can be also against the stress, against to regulating our physiology. We have to understand in the body there is two ways. It's the way when we go the accelerating way, when I am thinking, when I am doing everything, I am not the it's not the reparating way. The reparating way, when I am sleeping, when I am doing meditation, the cells can repair themselves. In the other way, when I am thinking, when I am doing very a lot of things, it is not the reparating way. It's the way with I can beginning the inflammation. So it's very important for the men who have the cancer or other disease to increase the way of the reparating way, and we have to. That's what meditation is. Okay, that's why essential oils like petit grain bigarade, chamomile, ravinsara as good essential oil to use on the body to be a better way.
I was just asking, François, when you put oil on your skin,
Yes.
does the oil go through the skin to the inside of your body?
Yes. That we have to understand that the skin is a very a big percent of oil in the skin. When we put essential oil with oil, you can see like in a few moments there is no more on the skin. All is inside. No, we don't need to have a perfusion. We don't need to have a perfusion of essential oils. We only to have put on the skin, and after the essential oil will be in all the body. We can have the experience when you put eucalyptus on your foot. We can breathe eucalyptus. That's reality. The essential oils is a very expensive molecule.
I had put some essential oil on my skin earlier, and when you said about it going through your skin, I did a quick rub, and it was gone.
Yes, you can say. Some essential oil like ravinsara, lavanda can put on the skin without essential, without oil, but not often. Some all the essential oil like ravinsara, chamomile, lavanda, tea tree, it's possible to put with no oil on the body, but not often, because the body have on the skin have to be with oil. The body is not. When we put essential oil often on the body without oil, it will be inflammatory after. It's not that we have to do. The best is the very to mixed with oil.
Are there any essential oils that are good for removing birthmarks? One person has asked.
I
A
don't understand.
birthmark. If they have a mark on their skin from when they were born.
Oh yes. The best for the skin, for the mask, is to it's not we can use, it depends, Helichrysum italicum, because this essential oil is the most effective on skin. When we have a scare, when we have a broken, we can use, it's a wonderful essential oil, but it's very expensive. Maybe you don't know this one?
Yes, I do. Helichrysum. I've had Lawrence tell me.
Yes. Helichrysum. We find in the Mediterranean vegetation. It's a very expensive essential oil, but it's very efficient on the scare. Maybe I use this essential oil because there is a hospital who send me the people who have accident with big accident like motorcycle, and there is very broken. and they send me in the pharmacies to I can mix a mixture with essential oil and other product to have a better cicatrization. I can say if I resume, your essential oil, the best way to use is on massage. Eventually, we can use the oral way, but only for short time, or only when we have when we have a big disease like Lyme. But we will be careful because it's a hepatic way. We can be touched with essential oil when we are eating too much essential oils. The other things I have to say, because I believe there is a question about when we eat essential oil, we can have an impact on the microbiota, probiotics. That's what the question you have to explain. When we eat essential oils, I believe essential oils are a good gardener. Essential oil is a good gardener in the bowel. It shows what we have to be less, what we have to be more. But when we eat essential oil too much, maybe it's too efficient, and the microbiota, the bacteria in the intestine, will be too lower. When I say use essential oil, not every year. So maybe 1 week, a month, it's possible, or maybe 5 days sur a week, but not in a continually, not without breaking, because the best way to the intestine, to the bowel, is what we eat. It's very important to eat less sugar. The sugar is not a good gardener for our bowel. We have to eat more vegetable, and we have to eat very, in French we say herbal therapeutic, like sarriette, thym, just not in English, herbal food, basilic, oregano. We have to put in our meal. There is another question. If we can use essential with medicine. I say we can. We have to be careful. It depends of the medicine. Where we have a medicine, we have a very short, some medicine have not to change in your body. From the men who have heart disease, maybe we will be careful, but often we can use. You have to be careful of the when we use a lot of with essential. Maybe the physiology can change in our body, and we have to be careful because the medicine maybe will be not useful because the physiology is better. But we have to see with a doctor. I recommend when some people take essential oil from oral way, to teach from the doctor and to see with the doctor if it's if they have to change or to adapt, to change, to module the medicines, because we are sure that essential oils is active. When my liver is not in function, I put medicines, and the medicine is adapt with this liver with no function. When I take Livesh or romarin verbenone in essential oils. Livesh, it's low wage in English. It's an essential oil which is very, very effective. And when I take this one, my liver is going away. His physiology is very better. But this, if my liver is better, it can change the efficiency of the medicines, because all the medicines will be destroyed by the liver. And that we will be careful. When we take essential oil to change our physiology, we have to adapt the medicines. But it's the best way to use natural medicine. It's better, always better, than only use chemic medicine. That I can say in my job.
What is, you said, chemic medicine? What is that?
Chemic medicine is like when you take allopathy, you know, no?
Yes.
Because in my job, I am a pharmacist, and I currently sell allopathy, you know, with the industry medicine, with very, very efficient, but not it's not a global adaptation. Only we can have an action on one things, but not with the whole physiology. When we use natural medicine, we can help in a part of a physiology, we can help the other part of the physiology. That is the intelligence of the molecular natural molecular. I say often that it's like when we are reading a paper, you don't read all the paper. You read what is good for you to know. When you use essential oil, it's like that. You take a lot of information, and the body take what is good for him.
When we're using essential oils on your skin, or even internally, I suppose, if you swallow it, do you have a favorite oil to use as a carrier with the essential oil? What I'm thinking is olive oil or coconut oil, or perhaps some other oil that you have as a favorite. What do you prefer to use?
My oil for essential oil I prefer is jojoba, you know?
Yes.
Jojoba. Because it's very nice to use, and we can use in all parts of the body. It's not very, when we put on the skin, there is no, is not oil after, there is no contact. But maybe we can change. Coconut oil is very effective in a problem for the skin. When we use the good oils, maybe, or sometimes we don't have to use essential oil inside, because in the oil there is also molecular which helps the skin to be better, to the body to be better.
So if you were to have the carrier, the essential oil on a spoon, would you use olive oil on the spoon?
Yes, the best is olive oils or hazelnut oils. You know, use
Yes.
hazelnut oils or nuts oils. It's very good oils because there's a good omega-3 inside.
Okay.
And often when I have the patient who come with to talk to me, we don't eat enough omega-3, and that's a good way to take an essential oil with oil of nuts or hazelnuts, or called rapeseed oils,
Rapeseed, yes.
rapeseed oils. These oils with inside a lot of omega-3 that we have to eat omega-3. Omega.
We've got several participants from France, and they've been quite helpful in doing the translations of some of the terms for me. So I can see Etienne Devol has been doing a bit of work there in the background, as well as Lawrence Lear. So, but I thought rapeseed oil wasn't a very healthy oil.
Can you repeat?
I thought rapeseed oil was not healthy. It was, I thought maybe it is a bioengineered version of it, but it was used for diesel fuel. And then,
yes, that there is 10 or 20 years is not very good oils, but now the biologic oils, we can, when we use rapeseed oils, we only have to use biologic oil. When you use biologic oil of rapeseed, it's made like nuts oils. It's approximately the same. But if you take industrial oils, it's not good.
and so the difference is the plant, then, how the plant has been engineered for fuel use.
I don't think, but I think I think that it is distillation. It's for the difference, but maybe the plants are not the same now.
Okay. There's another oil that you touched on just briefly, frankincense oil. That's an oil that is quite expensive. Is that quite a valuable oil to use?
Which oils?
Frankincense.
Frankincense?
Frankincense.
Frankincense on with the spooky?
No, frankincense is the name of the oil.
Frankincense.
Frankincense, also known as Boswellia.
Boswellia, it's a very, very important essential oils because it's talking with our soul. That we put Boswellia in all the spiritual place, because Boswellia, it's open our brain to other frequency. We can receive other message that we receive when we are not in a meditation way. Boswellia is very efficient essential oils. We use also in cancer, because in cancer it's very important to speak with our soul. In the Occidental way, we never speak with our soul. We only go on, and we have not the time to do nothing, to have a meditation time, and it's a wrong way, because we think that we are seeking is a reality. We think that we are thinking is the reality. Is not the reality. It is only what we are thinking. We are very most where we are thinking. We are not only where we are thinking. There is, in my brain, there is a lot of frequency. We can receive other frequency. But when we are in my current, when I don't have the time to take meditation, I give the most importance of what I see, what I am listening. But inside there is other message can receive inside my body. An essential like Boswellia can help to go in this way, and that
So
is very important for cancer.
if someone has a skin cancer, then would that be the oil of choice that you choose to put over the cancerous skin?
Cancer skin?
If someone has a cancer spot on
Yes.
their skin, is that the oil that you would choose? Would you use frankincense?
I can choose maybe with electrism and it depends because when we have a big disease, there is only one solution. I have to understand uh, what is happened in a long time, because we don't have a big disease in just one moment, and we have to listen with to have with the patient. We have to understand what's the wrong way he have choose before, because often there is many things to change, and there is I don't believe there is only one oil we put on skin we can have the solution. But if we have to put, we can put like electrism, like chamomile, like boswellia. We can make a mixed. It's an example, huh? But there is many solutions.
So you're a pharmacist giving your customers essential oils. Do you ever have customers say to you, what is this? What, are they often surprised that you take, that you approach the problem from different angles to restore the people to health? Do you often get a strange reaction from the customers?
No, because when they come to my pharmacist, they know they come for preparation. They know in my pharmacist, they know I am a natural pharmacist, and there is not a lot of question. They are happy to have how you can say, to have personal medication. That you want to say?
Yes, yes. And so before you give them essential oils, I guess you must ask them what medications they are currently taking.
What medication they take in care? No.
Yes. If they're taking medicine for their heart,
Yes.
you would need to know, for example, that
Yes.
they...
I always ask which medication they take. Always. The essential oils it's a efficient medication, and we have to use and to know all the medication.
Right. And on your website, François, do you have information about essential oils?
Not a lot, because there is very a lot of information on internet, and it's very easy to find information. The most important is to know we have not to use a lot of essential oil every day. The best choice is often to change my every practice to change my how I process before I am sick. It's important to understand what it's best to eat, what is best to do, to make sport, to practice sport. It's important, and to use essential oil, but not every day. The best is to use natural medicine, homeopathy, plants, and only when I have not the solution, I use essential oils, because essential oils it's too efficient. When I eat essential oils, it's too efficient to take for a long way.
Can people make their own essential oils?
It's possible. It's possible. Like it's only distillation is not difficult to do.
Okay.
And there is plants like oregano, lavender. Is very easy because it depends. To have 1 liter of lavender is 100 kilo of the plants, but to have 1 liter of helichrysum, you have to have we have to record 4,000 kilo of helichrysum or 5,000 kilo of helichrysum. That's maybe it can be difficult, but it's be a good way to make his own essential oils.
It's when people use a distiller, would the temperature destroy any of the molecules in the essential oil?
No, the distillation, it's practice. We don't if it's a good practice, we have to not destroy a lot of molecule, because 100 degree they can it's okay for essential oil, but that you can that we have to understand. It's a rarely job to be distiller. A good distiller is like a whiskey, you know. We can make good whiskey even though if we don't know how to make whiskey. And it's like with essential oil. We have to know what's the good time to record the plants, what is the good time to stop the distillation. To all this practice is difficult to know in the first time. In France, we have some very good distillator. They make essential oil with very above the other.
It's wonderful.
We have to in essential oils, we have to take care of the information with inside the essential oils, because there is all the intelligence of the universe in one essential oils. And it's a good distiller, good worker, he can keep inside. But if it's industrial essential oils, if it's not the good time, if we destroy the nature, we can break this message, this intelligence with inside essential oils. That we have to be careful to buy only a good essential oils. We have make with men within harmony with nature. And like we can, it's very important when you use essential oil for the health. It's a very big difference between two essential oils. In the first, there is industrial, they destroy nature, they put a lot of plants in the same time, and you have an essential oil is not good for health. It's too strong. And in other time, you can have an essential oils with like an harmony. You can touch your body and add your body to in the good way to the health. That is very important. You have right to choose to in your country when you use essential oil to looking for the best. And it can be more expensive. It's be very we can understand in the first time there is a big difference, because a big difference between two essential oils. The first is $10, the second is $20. Wow, it's not possible. But when you know how to make, and when you know it's a good worker, that it can be $30 and it will be very, it's this one we have to buy, not the first.
Well, that's what we've discovered. We use essential oils, François, and we buy from an expensive supplier, but when you realize that a bottle lasts for a very long time and you don't need much of it at all. We were talking about, drops per day, not like teaspoons a day. And so it's like a false economy, I guess, to buy the mass-produced oils. And reading into it, they use alcohols to help extract the oils. Well, that's got to be good, isn't it? They use the alcohol to flush the oil out, and then they distill the alcohol out, and they're left with the oil. But it's so much processing that I guess the molecules will be destroyed.
Yes, you're right. Uh, as I work with only good distillator, I don't remember this this practice, but it's very important to know how is essential oil will be distilled. The best way to remember is like whiskey. Whiskey, I say that because we can know whiskey in all the world, but we can have good whiskey if the water is not good, if the what we put inside is not good. We can only have a small distillator. Never we can have a good whiskey with big distillator. Never, it's not possible. And we have the worker is very important. That is very is the essential for the essential oil.
So the messages go for the quality, not the quantity.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say, just in closing, François? Any final advice you'd like to give to our viewers before we close our webinar?
I have not understand what you say.
Would you have any message you'd like to give to our viewers before we close the session?
The message I have to say it's it's very important now for the next century to have the good choice, because we have to be experts of our health. We have to know what we do for our health. Every time we say we have to every time we have a disease, we have to be an expert and to be in harmony with medication. We don't have to be a consumer. We have to be a practitioner. We have to be an expert. And now that is a wonderful century. We can be an expert if we need, if we want. Everybody, and that can be the progress for the future. Everybody can help the future to progress in the medicine.
You know, this is sounding like the spooky slogan of "Take Control," where we want people to become knowledgeable so they can make wise decisions on their own health.
Yes.
You're saying the very same thing here.
Yeah.
Well, we're very lucky to have you on our SEMA. Thank you so much, François. Viewers, you've been watching François Tournay, his website, François Tournay.
I will see you. That's my website. That's what I want to show. It is not a description what I
Well, that's nice and easy then. FrancoisTournay.fr. If you go and visit there, you'll be visiting the man you're seeing now. He's got information on his website to help you gain control over your own health and become more knowledgeable. Thank you so much for coming online, François. Okay, that's the end of our of this week's SEMA. If any viewers wish to be an expert and want to give a talk on their chosen subject, please email us directly, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.